Thank you very much. My name is Lamanjai, and this is News Review. The National Human Rights Commission today held a press conference to clarify that it is not pushing or campaigning for the decriminalization of homosexuality in the country. Also coming up, Imam Bobby today responded to critics who called on him to resign from the NHRC. Also, President Adama Barrow extends state of emergency by first 3 weeks. I will be speaking to two lawmakers, parliamentarians, National Assembly members, three of them rather, on the controversy that has trailed the president's decision there. These and more coming up, but first of all, let's quickly go through the papers. We have the Standard and the Point. The Standard today, their lead story is saying APRC tells Justice Minister to quit. UK appoints new High Commissioner to Gambia. IEC to announce new party GANU. I think the IEC are also already announced that. Court tells Ture he has a case to answer. State of emergency extended for another 3 weeks. So according to the Standard, opposition APRC party has remonstrated with Attorney General Abubakar Tambedu to urgently resign from cabinet to save President Adama Barrow's image. Party leader Fabakary Tombong told a press conference last evening, "I am calling on Tambedu to resign immediately. He is a threat to the Gambia and the peaceful coexistence of Gambians. The government is in all this mess thanks to him as the legal advisor to the president. His continuous legal blunders are increasingly making President Barrow unpopular among Gambians and around the world. Barrow is losing respect all because of him. The sale of Jammeh's assets is nothing but a deliberate looting of Gambian assets by vicious forces only motivated by the accumulation of wealth. Tambedu has failed this country. His behavior doesn't commensurate with his position as Attorney General. He portrays himself as a human rights defender, but he continues to be the biggest human rights violator. He cannot call anyone criminal." The issue of, that's the diplomatic passport scandal, has clearly demonstrated that he is not practicing what he preaches. According to the Standard, UK appoints new High Commissioner to Gambia. Mr. David Belgrove, OBE, has been appointed British High Commissioner to the Gambia in succession to Ms. Sharon Wadul, who will be transferring to another diplomatic service appointment. A statement from the British High Commission yesterday said Mr. Belgrove will take up his appointment in August 2020. IEC to announce new party GANU. Today, the Independent Electoral Commission, IEC, will today announce the formation of a new political party, Gambia Alliance for National Unity, GANU, led by Sheikh Tijan Hydra, a legal practitioner and former Attorney General. I think that announcement has already been made. Court tells Ture he has case to answer. The Banjul High Court yesterday told Yankuba Ture, former junta member and minister, to open his defense. The trial judge Ibrahim Bajaita dismissed the argument of no case to answer made by Ture's lawyer as lacking merit and stated that a prima facie case has been made out against him there. So let's see what the Point is saying today. They are also reporting on the APRC pressure there. APRC brands appeal court decision disgrace to government. According to the Point, to local government PS accused of nepotism in Brufut land tussle. Court asked Yankuba to open defense. Government maintains state of public emergency. So according to, it looks like the Point has taken a different angle to the APRC press conference there. They are saying that Fabakary Tombong, the interim leader of the Opposition Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Reconstruction, APRC, has stated that the judgment delivered to or by the Gambia Court of Appeal is the biggest disgrace to the President Barrow government there. Mr. Jata, who was speaking at a press confab yesterday at his Stalin residence, claimed that former President Yahya Jammeh had over 7,000 heads of cattle at his home village, Kanilai. He added that a committee that was established by the government to sell Jammeh's cattle only sold 720. Local government PS accused of nepotism in Brufut land tussle. Buwa Sanyang, permanent secretary at the Ministry of Lands and Regional Government, has been accused of nepotism in a land dispute between the Sano Kunda and Bojan Kunda families of Brufut in Kombo North District, West Coast region. The Sano Kunda and Bojan Kunda families are both claiming ownership of a piece of land measuring 119 meters by 166 meters in Brufut. The said land was used as a temporary storage camp by the Senegalese construction company CSE at the time the company was building the Combo Coastal Road. Government maintains state of public emergency. in exercise of the powers vested in him by Section 34(6) of the 1997 Constitution of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency President Adam Barrow declares that a state of emergency continues to exist in the whole of the Gambia. This was yesterday, actually, on Wednesday. So those are the stories on the newspapers there. We will take a short break. When we return, we will bring you a few stories that we have for you today. Now, the National Human Rights Commission today held a press conference where the commission clarified that it is not campaigning for the decriminalization of homosexuality in the Gambia. The NHRC has come under criticism after it recommended in a report for the Gambia government really to ensure that the LGBT community is protected. But here is what officials of the commission said today at their press conference.
They may have laws against the act of homosexual. But even if you suspect somebody, due process must follow. It is the right, it is the obligation of the government to protect everybody in this country. It is as simple as that, and I want you to go away with that. It is the obligation of the state to protect you, myself, and everybody from violence. It doesn't matter what I'm accused of. So this is our position as a National Human Rights Commission.
Yes. In the report, what we indicated is that the state fulfills its right, its obligation to protect, to ensure that persons of other sexual orientations are not violated. They are not bullied, they are not discriminated, they are not killed by other people. We recognize that the environment has changed, that there is no violence at the moment, but it could happen. So that you and I and everybody would not attack those we think are different from us. The report never said decriminalize. We did not say decriminalize. Decriminalize is in the fulfillment obligation of the state. We did not say that because we recognize that there are laws that prohibit gay marriage. So we only say protect the rights of people. It was written in a human rights language. So unless we understand it, all of us would run away with this and say they want decriminalization. We never said decriminalization in our report. Decriminalization is about bringing laws in place. We say protect.
They may have laws.
And now, Imam Bobby has responded to critics who are calling for him to resign from the National Human Rights Commission. Bobby has been silent since he also faced criticism over recommendations suggesting from the NHRC there, or the National Human Rights Commission there, suggesting that the government should protect the LGBT community. So him being an imam, a lot of people criticized him and called for him to resign from the commission. This is what Imam Bobby said today.
Many people, if they want to become relevant in the society, they attack Imam Bobby or people like Imam Bobby. So it is high time for me to be matured enough to respond to people who deserve to be responded to. Because Gambia being a small society, we all know ourselves, we know each other very well, and we know the strugglers of popularities in our society. And to use Imam Babali, that can earn them what they need. I want to say a few words here. Number one, Gambia is not an island. Gambia is part of the world community. And Gambia is a signatory and member to all institutions, including UN Human Rights Commission, including United Nations, including Commonwealth, including AU, including ECOWAS. And all these institutions have their membership and their quality. Do you or can you ask the Saudi National Human Rights Commission to withdraw simply because in the UN there are people who advocate rights for others that we are not compatible with? Do you ask the Gambia as a government, as a conservative country, as a predominantly religious country, to withdraw their membership from ECOWAS? Do you? No. Do you ask them to withdraw their membership or resign from AU because of AU is a signatory to certain conventions which are not compatible with our countries and our norms? So here, some are asking Imam Babali to resign from the National Human Rights Commission today and only today, forgetting Imam Babali was an activist, a right activist, a human rights activist for the best part of his life, since in the 80s, when Imam Babali became a member of the BAFRO, an organization that fight for the right of women, up to 1986, when Imam Babali became a founder member of Gamco Trap, struggling with them, fighting for the right of those who are voiceless, speaking for those who have no opportunity to speak for themselves, speaking for women who are mutilated for traditional reasons. Baba was there fighting for them. Baba was there fighting for those who are arrested illegally, without due process, tortured, some killed in those days, till Baba himself became a victim of what he believed in. He was not asked at that time to resign, because there was nothing lucrative for Baba to be forced to resign. Baba was fighting for those people till Baba became an exile, an asylee in a foreign countries for the reason of what he believed in and what he was fighting for. Today, Baba is asked to resign from National Human Rights Commission because Baba became an imam and a commissioner. What a jealousy is that? What selfishness is that? What ignorance is that? And you have Muhammad Saudi in the National Human Rights Commission in Saudi Arabia as a Muslim who pray far more than what I pray, who believe in Muhammad far more than me. Nobody asked him to resign. You have many Muslims all over the world as human rights activists. But unfortunately, it came from somebody who are dearly respect, who are dearly believe is educated, who are dearly believe is well-connected internationally, who knows what is happening all over the world, asking me to because I'm a Muslim. Forgetting that all organizations need somebody who represents the word of the Almighty God in their organizations to enlighten when it is needed, but to preach when preaching is needed, but to call for mediation and reconciliation of mankind as brothers, as one family when needed. And the Gambia and Gambians and our parliamentarians feel there is nobody who qualifies more than Imam Babali. I was elected, selected, scrutinized. Am I qualified to run this position? The whole country says yes. I become a member of the Commission of National Human Rights in the Gambia. One individual, so unfortunate, whom I have nothing in common to fight, whom I have nothing in common to exchange words, asking Imam Babali to resign from this important commission. A commission where I feel I can help my nation, but I can help human life, but I can help everybody who needs my help. Here I am. I'm just coming from Diabugu Batapa, CRR, working hardly day and night on the very hot sun to make sure families and brothers are sharing one roof for worshiping, are sharing one village for their common good. There is somebody who asked Imam Babali not to do that or not to accept the facilitation that is facilitated for Imam Babali, because Imam Babali become the winner of International Human Rights Defenders Award in 2013. Jealousy grew. That's why I think I need to say something, and that is what I'm saying. Human rights is far beyond, far more than what they call same-sex marriage, what they call, how to call it again, gay. Our human right is far beyond that, but they forgot or they don't know. The Almighty God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, said in the Holy Quran, "A'ati kullu zi haqqin haqqahu." Give the right to each and every one, the right he deserves to be given. Being an idol worshipper, being a gay, being whatever he is, he's a human being. He has what he deserves. Whatever crime he commits, he should be treated as a human being. Even if the criminal kills somebody, he should be arrested, due process must be observed, and he must be treated as a human being. So being the case, I unfortunately find myself become the biggest victim of National Human Rights Commission because of my name, because of my faith, and I'm not the only Muslim that work for National Human Rights Commission in different countries all over the world. This is what I have to say. Thank you very much.
TAF Africa Global is proud to launch the Moriya Gardens, conveniently located in Brufut, 5 minutes off the Brufut Highway. Moriya Gardens is set to comprise of 20 fenced and gated service plots with sizes ranging from 264 to 420 meters square. Unique features include water and electricity infrastructure, solar street lights, all-weather roads and scenic gardens. We offer a 10-year mortgage plan with a 25% equity down payment in partnership with GT Bank, Trust Bank and Eco Bank. For more information, please contact 376-2333 or 776-2333 or visit our offices at Madiba Mall at TAF Brufut Gardens, opposite 5-Star Hotel.
Now, still on the homosexuality debate, there's members of the public have also been sharing their thoughts or having their say in the debate. Fatu Kamara tells us more.
Now, the issue of homosexuality is become a topic in the Gambia. Therefore, the Fatu Network is out today to talk to the people, seek their opinion about that issue. Follow us, let's take a look and see what the people have to say.
Yo, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Kontaan da bake pour que la ñin karo jabi. Adun se wata fana bake pour que soto jang. Because ñimu kulete me alon ko anyata ke la Gambia bela concerned. Ntol wuluta janne mfañol wuluta jam bañol wuluta jang. Ñi nañon kibaro namuna moy. Monsieur data ñawña nga around 65 years sot le mbete momento. Namna ñi ñon kibari moy adum bir nga moy luma en ki jole fara. Ba ngalo ne fenne men na hapunta jang anyanta mune kosla mo be weda idabe jewo way data jewo abe mune kosla mo be ndol nga men karanga mellong weda christianity o musulmolu musoni kewala futuo kewani kewala futuo musuni musla futuo aka alala jusbole kos alala jusbodu najita abuka jibe ko nyindabe je wala nyindata je asinano fitno to nga nyofa dorong asinano ranto mota men jaranola asinano anything to me alon ko banko belbe bulala kono so birinde nga moy that's why ayenki jo fara bake adun tol be lola le ngaje ko kana soto ma kanu man la fala nga anyawuntale man la fala adun na hapunda jabe crime le cause la because people like ntani nyondolu We are going to even sacrifice kaje ko akana soto. Ala malla fala, muslima ya malla fala, Christianity malla fala. Woto way nyimbe soto lanto la banko kanja. Anina adolu manta. So mobe nyanta balanna la lembe ngay tandiko fenne nyinti meya lonko molu men fonbe loringa akola praye soto ni ala me dema be ala la yankan kato soto wala mun nakumodi ndomu yaya drame dembe siri ñu josu
dole mi loto misil mol la silanda woti because no ka be kala gambe kono jambe annabla lu jamano men kera wala be kala malakol be jile be banko iba yela man lambe bembe halakila because amanga nak ke bislima jikande bislima dajikande gambia alakana dunda kono alma alakana dunda kono miro membe kering alma alakana samana gambe jang alma ala miro betinya kila hormona barakodo o mun dole ngay bolde amun ngay be balde amun tora bade bislima soki bala fana mala fanande alma ala tankama bare mutuni mutula fudo wallahi la jino do ala yalo ne ko mobe al ne ko amanga na kilo nyama ke fanan ke fanan fudo birin ale muto da a ceoda aje ko cewni muto nyanda joyna cewni muto nyanda joyna pour ala sa kullo sama kannan o munade kila ala silo modi sallallahu alaihi wasallam rasul ngatara wala kan mbe pala ko nga pangoranga bar mom moy la da ko alam clinari kila mun dol be la nyaadon kodi amam menken kana bula noma ninga ke don be ngay bela abe be halakila mala ko be jilan kan e be kambia kubila banko de be bi da jahannama dimba kono ala kana dunni kambe jam alma alkana ko alma alkana barako dunda ko do kila ba hormona barako do momo kamira alma ale mira do di la men ni mira do man fanara bake alma lan kitanga alma lan tanga kila hormona barako do mbo duwa mo le bandu momo ronde mbapula gambia kono akere dunya da randeng ala ka mun jindi je yangan kado dum momal man la to wala ndaka fuk la ilaha illallah muhammadur rasulullah
man de rafetlu mako taxi bëgguma ko bu fekkee suma wax moom nit ñi dañ ci téere ci ki lu ma mosu dégg la sax saxati ko lu war mëna am suma gis man
nga wax
musuma ko gis musuma dégg fu ñuy waxee lool ba at yi laa ko doog di dégg nit ki moom loo juddul fekkuloo ko ñu war nar la koo defloo balaa ñu la koo defloo daañ ko war a teg ci lu leer loo xam ne lii moo tax ñu bëgg la koo defloo waaye man loolu du ma ci moso d'accord
ñi nga mabbete yale doro ninte namoja be o silo kan ntela mo fonte o sifa kala bayrin tol wuluta muslime yala ko yo wala atinda muslime ya ma nyinin ka puru keni ke la futuo muslim musfana la futuo ha ntol ma wolon nani gambia ko na janti ha
first of all ñaawlu ko bu baax ba fu ñaawlu yam moko mësa rafetlu tay du lo xamni ni lu dooma lu du ab julit wara rafetlu la dafa ñaaw ba fu ñaaw em man daaw da ci sama jëm bop dama ko ñaawlu ba fa ñaawlu em waaw anduma ci tay anduma ci ëlëk because of lolu nekku ci l'islam tay bu nekkon ci l'islam da jekkut tay gëm na ne benen diine bu du diine l'islam nanguwut ko kon lolu waru ñoo na xalaat ci réew mu melni Gambia sax ñi ñëw di fi jëma taxaw di wax naan affaire góor ak jigéen wala jigéen ak jigéen lolu dafa rëy ci suñu làmmiñ ñi sax ñun ñu toog da ko wax lolu man dama ko ñaawlu ci tout mooy
nte ñing ko ñing bir nga moy anek jo fara because Gambia ntole man ko ñi misno ban ko le ñinti ndal man sifa long so ni sifa ka apuna jang abaka problème woti kenin ke la footwo musula footwo ndol mo long ndonga mello jang musuni ke la footwo wala misil mayade alla wala ani kila lafta wala ntole ban ko ñi ndol ngol long na sifa ka
Gambians say they do not support homosexuality. They said Christianity and Islam do not support homosexuality. They even went further to say our culture is not in line with homosexuality. Fatou Kamara reporting for the Fatou Network News Review.
Now, President Adam Barrow on Wednesday declared a new state of public emergency. The president had some 3 weeks ago declared a 21-day state of emergency as the country fights really hard against the coronavirus pandemic there. That state of an emergency ended on Wednesday, and the president quickly responded by extending it by another 21 days. Let's find out from Jaka Sise Jaite what the people think.
With the aim to contain coronavirus in the Gambia, His Excellency Adama Barrow has extended the state of public emergency to another 21 days. Now we're here to see what the people have to say about his decisions.
waaw 21 days bi bu ko yokkee moom dafa ne dana ñu xaw a jaaxal daal bi nga soob 21 yokk affaire bi yëpp pour xeex feebar bi la waaye ñun ñu ngi ko gisee daal dafa mel ni xeex bi daal dafa des waaw fight bi daal dafay des dafa over des sax ndaxte ñun foog ne suñu yokkee 21 days moom si boppam moo njëkk a respecté affaire boobu noonu toog State House waaye right now mu ngi base di wër di campagne loolu campagne lañ ko mën a tuddee après 21 days ba am ko yokk dafa war a dem si National Assembly bi mu waxtaan ak gars yi su gars yi bañalee mën nañu yokk waaye moom demoon nañu ensemble mu yokkal boppam nekk si àll bi di campagne léegi fi nekk ndax ñun suñu demoon tam daf ngénte wala ñu def ceet yi loi dinañu mën a daan affaire bi moom su bëggee loi doxal yoonam moom mu war a njëkk a respecté loi bi su respecté loi bi rek nit yëpp dañu topp si kawam respecté seen loi bi waaye moom loi bu indi ne emergency bi daanaka mën nañoo wax ne daal duñ ko defee daal because of gis nañ ci lu bëri yoo xamante ni daal jaarut si yoon daal moo tax daal duñ pour ñun daal bañoon ko yokk moo gën daal waaw pour ñun daal. amut nii rax yëguluñ ko seen bopp sax ne feebar bi am na because of mbedd bi boo xoolee gis nañ ni di faaliñu sax doo gis sax ku dox takk masque mbenn si man doo gis ku takk masque doo gis sax raxasu bi sax léegi dafa wàññeeku ñun suñ soo baa nii sax léegi ku si raxasu sax problème la léegi waaw ñii daal feebar bi daal defuñ ko daal dëgg na daal wax defi ne waaw wax dëgg yàlla waaw yàlla baax ñu ñaan yàlla génne feebar bi rek ndax de sonn nañu lool parce bi fi nekk boo gisee boo ñëwee fi da ngay foog ne sax leneen moo fi am
baax na des naa féeboo nit yi tamit because dëgg la ñu ngi wax feebar bi waaye feebar bi des na miin daal am na ñoo xam ne dunduñ ko ñu ngi am na ñu ko gëm am na ñu ko gëmut ba pare te nu ñoo dundee right now nii tey su nekkee feebar bi am na danañu sonal trop because nit yi lu ñu wax ci affaire feebar bi fulowuñ loolu daal ñu ci leneen di jegañante bi ona sanga toogante joxante loxo bi yëpp a ngi daw ci biir dëkk bi so yokka bi daal dama gis na daal day xala lifin marta bi daal waaye daal nit ñi dunduñ loolu daal waaw so man daal loolu laa ci am lu ma wax
because gaa yokka lañ ko ba pare kenn mënu dara xanaa nit ñi muñ rek ba lii tamit mun a jee because lii pour feeboo nit ñi la pour gën a wàññi feebar bi waaw.
yow as a businessman naka la loolu di affecté sa business.
businessman bi fu nekk nii affaire bi neexut de dëgg da ngaa daw fii doo am dara loo am rek ngaa ngi dem si gasoil yaa ngi amee ñaari nit benn nit ñaari nit am nga loolu neexut waaw.
Thank you. So now I'm joined by two members of the Assembly. The announcement or the declaration there by President Adama Barrow has garnered considerable or appreciable controversy there. There are arguments out there that the president doesn't have the power or the authority to extend his own his own declaration. That this time around, members of the National Assembly or the National Assembly ought to be involved. I have with me two lawmakers. I have Mr. Madi Sise, the National Assembly member, Honorable Madi Sise, National Assembly member for Serekunda West, and Honorable Bileji Tunkara Kantora MP. Thank you, Honorables, for coming. Let me start with Honorable Tunkara there. This time around, what we have seen is that 21 days, the president got that because the National Assembly couldn't agree to an extension. So the president had to use his own authority, single-handedly declare a state of emergency. 3 weeks have gone and that has expired, and the president has gone to declare a fresh one. But there is this argument out there that the president does not have that power. What do you have to say about this?
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say good afternoon to all beautiful viewers and listeners out there. And thank you very much for having us in your platform today to discuss a very pressing issue in town regarding the proclamation made by the president in terms of declaration of state of public emergency for extra 21 days in country. However, before going to your question proper, I want to reiterate that when it comes in terms of legal interpretations, it's wholly resides in the judiciary. The bone of contention is for us to argue. I will put my argument based on more procedural, because as members of parliament, we want to see whether the necessary procedures has been followed to arrive at 21 days, and what is the language of the constitutions. And from there we can base or form an opinion that in our own point of view, we think he does have the reserve rights to actually declare 21 days. However, I want to refer you to section 34 B. It says that a declaration made under these sections shall lapse at the expiration of a period of 7 days, or if the National Assembly is not in session, then 21 days applies, beginning on the day on which the proclamation is published in the Gazette, unless before the expiration of the period it has been approved by a resolution of the National Assembly supported by a vote not less than 2/3. This is more of like an extension. It's not as if it has elapsed completely. There is difference between, that is why we say unless prior before the elapse of the period, before it comes to an end. For instance now, if Parliament is in session now and the President does declare a proclamation to announce state of public emergency, and there it just gave him the power just 7 days. Now, if we are in session, it means that for further extension of that 7 days, prior before it elapses, he has to come to Parliament. Then Parliament will now consider it and then pass it through 2/3 majority in the form of resolution. Now, the law is also been flexible. These are two parallel powers who has the reserve right to extend and then reduce. Now that Parliament is not in session, I'm not a legal luminary, but of course it's tantamount to legal interpretations. Now, if Parliament is not in session and this for first 21 days has elapsed completely, not prior before elapsed and has elapsed, then I think he has the reserve right again to declare public state of emergency.
So in your view, the President is right in declaring a fresh state of emergency?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to declare if the state of emergency has not elapsed, and if Parliament is in session. Of course, the procedure is he has to gazette and then to come to Parliament for
But the section in the Constitution that the President is relying on, 32, 6, I think, I believe, it is not talking about the President having the power to declare or to extend his own declaration, his own declaration of a state of public emergency. So there is nowhere in the Constitution where did the President get that from?
You know, you first understand one thing. It's not extending it now per se, because this one has elapsed completely. So it's now giving another refresh declaration again.
But in the President's declaration, he said it's a further extension. Those are the words he used.
Well, what I'm saying from the constitutional point of view, it says that if the President does feel that to extend this thing prior before the first declaration has not yet elapsed, then he could go to Parliament. But in the sense that we are not in session and this thing has elapsed, and then that is why he have the reserve right again to come back to Parliament. I mean, to go and declare further 21 days. Anyway, you can get the opinion of my honorable colleagues.
Honorable Cisse is here. Honorable Cisse, you've heard what he said. He said the President is in fact in the right in declaring or extending the state of public emergency there. What do you think?
Well, thank you very much. The President's declaration really is in order. I have no issue with it legally. The Constitution mandated the President to declare 21 days when Parliament is not in session. And as we are not. We are outside the session. We start our sessions on the 15th, that is Monday, for 30 days. But even if we are on session, the President still has the constitutional right to declare 7 days of a public emergency. Personally, I have no issues with it legality. It is okay, and the President is in order. I am not a friend of President Adam Bobby.
You are an opposition MP, so I'm surprised by that. That honesty.
I'm not his favorite.
Yes.
But he is in order. The fact is the fact. I support the fact and only the fact. My only problem with the extension is it reasonable to go for another extension? That's where I differ with the president.
Don't you think one should blame National Assembly members for that?
No.
Because here's the thing, Honorable. This whole state of emergency thing, initially what happened was the Justice Minister came and requested for a 90-day state of emergency. You said that was not reasonable. You had to slash it down to 45 days. But clearly, there was no way this program was going to blow over in 45 days. But you balked at that. You objected to that. And then you gave the executive 45 days. That 45 days elapsed. You members came back to the to the house and could not agree on anything. So don't you think now
we did agree.
You didn't agree on anything. You didn't
The
agree on
most-
anything.
No, the
so
most-
the person had to
we
just
did
go
agree.
unilaterally.
No, we did agree. The minister was in the parliament the second time asking for another 45 days.
You said that's too much.
Yes. We were divided and it was thrown out. So that's an agreement. That decision is the decision of the National Assembly. Whether you voted yes or no, the decision is the National Assembly decision. So nobody can say we did not agree. You see, it is not possible for National Assembly to not to agree on an issue. When it reaches that point, it will be put into vote. A decision must be reached. So we did agree that it's not necessary. So it's not necessary.
You did agree that it wasn't necessary, but now what is happening is the president is unilaterally.
Not
what
unilaterally.
the constitution is saying that the National Assembly should be involved.
No.
But since the National Assembly could not,
no,
and the
you
president also expressed his regret that the National Assembly could not.
You are missing the point. The president is not unilaterally. Is quoting a section of the constitution that he is mandated.
Derive his power from here.
He has the power, but what I'm saying, the involvement of the National Assembly is not taking place. It's not happening.
The president can only involve the National Assembly if he needs more than 21 days, because he hasn't got the constitutional power to declare 22 days. His powers are limited to 21. If he needs 30, 40, 90 days, he has to come. But 21 days is within his armpit. He can declare it.
So what do you make of the fact that he can continue extending his own declaration? When I declare 21 days finishes, the National Assembly is not in session or they are not interested in working with me, I declare another 21 days.
That is his constitutional powers. Maybe
what some are arguing out there that's illegal.
Let them tell me where the illegality is in the constitution. Let anybody, I'm telling anybody to tell me where the illegality is in the constitution. I can agree the constitution may have some laguna. That this place the constitution is silence about it. Whether he can continuously declare his silence. I can agree with that. There's a lacuna. But to say he did it unilaterally, he did it illegally, he did it unconstitutionally, I don't agree with that.
So, Honorable Tungara, so the National Assembly, the members, do you at all have like a mechanism, like really when situations such as this occur, you seek legal opinion on this? Since you are saying that this is open to interpretation.
Yeah.
So, do you have that mechanism at all in play? Because clearly it looks like a lot of people do get confused.
Thank you very much for that wonderful question you've asked. Yes, we do have mechanisms, we do have tools in Parliament. You need to also understand that this fifth legislature really needs a lot of assistance because we haven't got yet our legal department constituted in Parliament. What we rely on is that we rely on select committees, and there's a committee established, in the Constitution. I mean, in the National Assembly, is a select committee. Honorable Martin is a member to Human Rights and Constitutional Matters.
Yes.
So whenever issue of this arise, they are at liberty to really engage the government, in trying to see if there is any trouble in terms of legal interpretations. And of course, we can really go. That is purely domain of the judiciary, which they also have reserve rights to interpret that particular provisions in the Constitution. However, bone of contention should not really be the 21 days per se. It is about regulation it contains. So 21 days, fine. You can see there are loose in the regulations now. As time goes on as well. It's all revolve around the state of preparedness and also how do we approach this COVID-19. What we need to really endeavor on or peruse through or try to try to really check are the regulations really tailored towards addressing the pandemic? Are the regulations, up to date in terms of, protecting these community transmissions? So this should be the argument in the country. Every citizen should take it upon yourself to look at the regulations. Are they really tailored towards addressing COVID-19? How effective are they? We have to really argue of that. A brilliant citizen, can really come up. We're not really expert in lawmaking. Some of us are from, educational background, understand? But we found ourselves, we are really helped by specialists, and then
who advise you,
who advise us,
some of
yes, in some of these issues. So we can also really rely on public opinion as well. I mean, expert advice from the public as well. That we think you could do it this way better. My focus, my last argument in Parliament is not really about the days per se, but the regulations. Are they really addressing the COVID-19?
So the regulations there, but these are things really that can also come off as painful to the people.
Yeah.
You represent the people of Kantora.
Yes.
What are your people saying in terms of the regulations?
Yeah.
Because if people are asked, your people, they live in the farthest part of the country.
That's right. To be honest with you, every policy meant to affect human life. And if policy is not really affecting, then there's something wrong with the policy. And however, we should really understand that we have found ourselves in an unusual circumstances, and that has warranted the government to take this approach. Every citizen needs to understand that these are really unusual. We're not like this 5 months ago, but because we found ourselves in this deadly, highly contagious virus, then the dream is, how do we, if not eradicate, but at least minimize the casualty, minimize the spread? Then we knew quite all right that this COVID-19 has its economic impact, it has social impact, it has political impact. Currently, I am even advocating that, to a large extent, IEC has not been fair to the Nyamina West constituency, because they haven't been represented for all this while. And that is another debate, just to tell you that it has its impact, it has political impact, it has economic impact, it has social impact. And they have to really work in solidarity with government, at this trying moment to overcome this pandemic.
Honorable Tungaras, since you got sacked by UDP, you are now President Adama Barrow. Do you ever disagree with a decision by President Barrow in Parliament? Because all the time I follow you, and I don't see anywhere where Honorable Tungaras disagrees with a decision by President Barrow.
So what is really important in Parliament, I base my decision based on necessity. And you have interrogated my honorable colleague that, okay, why don't you guys go for 5 days when you initially rejected? I knew based on expert advice, the 21 days we are proposing is not visible. There will be a further extension as well. And what is important is not by, because people will tag us as, okay, we are President Adam Barrow, and then we don't normally disagree with his policies. No, that's not the issue. What's important is that you vote based on conscience, and you vote based on the necessity of a particular bill or whatever that comes before you in Parliament. Affiliation should not dictate your conscience. And opinion pools or public pressure should not really dictate your conscience. Whatever you're doing, at the end of the day, you should be in peace with your conscience. And I do it to the best of my ability, and I thank God for really, keeping me alive and strong and resolute, in terms of defending my point based on empirical evidence. You understand? Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. Honorable Cisse, so now I understand that you will be in session, there will be a session on Monday, and this declaration, now holds, to some it is legal, and the President has every right to but really, what does the National Assembly, what would you do in this whole thing? How do you go about engaging the executive in ensuring that this one really proves, successful? Because previous state of emergencies, we've seen how difficult it has been in terms of implementing it, especially the measures.
But I don't think it is the responsibility of the National Assembly members to see the successfulness of the state of emergency.
But you can engage your people,
government,
to ensure that the measures they are, are successful.
In fact,
they do what, for example, what
members
the
of the National Assembly during the first 45 days has gone around their own constituencies to educate them about the COVID-19 realities, and to also encourage them to observe the social distancing and then the washing of hands and things that is related to it. We've done that, and we're still doing that. We're continuously educating our constituents on that, and that's all we can do. But government that has come up with regulations must also make sure that the regulations are enforceable, and the regulations should be able to yield the desired results. As it is now, I have problems with a few regulations. The issue of social distancing is practically impossible. You can see it everywhere, even here. This is not the ideal.
No, it's not clearly.
It's
This is not one.
And then you go out also the same thing. And that's one thing. When it comes to transport, movement of people, the vehicles were asked to carry half passengers. And the prices, the fares were never increased. Yes. But the fares in some instances are tripled. Those are hardship that Gambians are facing, and the state is doing nothing about it to make sure that the regulation sticks so that you don't have to pay triple if you are traveling from here to Brikama. Those traveling from here to Brikama are paying more than they used to pay. And within inside, it used to be $8 per point. People are no longer paying. The drivers are charging $10, and that is not enforced to say, no, you should charge $8 even though the fuel price has come down. Beyond the greater Banjul area, there is a type of market that is called open market, and they call it in the local language lumos, are still not allowed to operate. Simply because some people are observing that, well, if the lumos are open, most lumos have most of their people coming from the Senegal.
That's right.
But then also a lot of Gambians benefit from that. I have a call from Woolly West last night. This gentleman said, I have my goat with me, I cannot sell it because there is no market. And I need money to put food on the table for my family. So these are the kind of hardship people up country are facing. The lumos are still on the lock, it's not open. And I'm saying government should have really looked at the border issues more than what is happening internally. Because most COVID issues, cases, almost 75%, if not 90%, are from outside.
Imported cases.
So we can control our borders and then we'll be safe.
That's right.
How we are going to do that, for me, is simple. We have less than 1,000 border villages out in the Gambia. You deploy every border village, deploy 3 people there, 2 police officers and a medical person. Those 3 will organize those villages, even their bicycles and motorcycles, and make sure their immediate environment, borders with Senegal is tight. So you're talking about a number of 3,000 people. All the monies that are pumped into COVID should be able to take care of 3,000 people manning our borders effectively, because our conventional borders are safe. The airspace is closed, the conventional borders are taken care of, but the porous borders are left open, so people are coming in and out. So these are the issues I think government should have really looked into, and they relaxed some of the regulations as they have relaxed the mosque and the markets here.
Yeah.
What Serekunda market meant for my constituency is what the Brikama Lugo meant for Sarangay, or Sarepate, or Pata for that matter.
So quickly, before we wrap up, I just want to ask you both one question. I want to ask you, because in a society, this country clearly, a lot of people don't even believe that we have this virus, coronavirus. They think it is a hoax. The government is just trying to make money out of it. What do you have to say about that?
COVID-19 is real. People are dying, and it's our own health personals that are testing people and telling us our COVID cases, even though we are the least, I could say, in the sub-region or even in the world. But it's real.
Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely I agree in totally with him. And I want to really tap the frontliners at the back for a job well done, because they are highly at risk in terms of contact tracing and other activities they are doing. So I think as a country, we have to really give them kudos for a statesmanship, for a job well done for their country. They are really at risk, they are the frontliners, and they really deserve to be commended as well. But obviously, fellow Gambians and listeners out there, COVID-19 is real. and it's highly contagious and it's deadly. And
the distribution of the government emergency food there, how's it going in Kantora?
Well, we thank God. I really give glory to God for really making us to benefit from that particular package. And I decided as a political figure to distance myself from this distribution, not to politicalize it. I didn't set my foot in that constituency during the distribution time. Is the governor and the district alcalos and district chief and the alcalos in the region that did it with the nutrition agency people that came there to do effective distributions based on the household numbers. And I really commend the regional governor for that statement as well.
Honorable Sise, how is it going in Serekunda West?
I really don't know much, like he said, because the National Assembly members are not involved in it. It's the local government. Councillors and ward representatives, but then the feedbacks I am getting from Serekunda West, there are a lot of people who don't have it. In their registration, a lot of people are coming to say they don't get it because they are not registered. And even at some distribution points, there are a lot of chaos in some cases. Like the school at Dipakunda, there was a lot of pull and push between the community that live around there, even though I didn't set foot there, like I said. But then, as political leaders, we have people coming with the complaints. That's the complaints I am receiving so far.
That's right.
Honorables Sise and Tunkara, thank you very much for coming. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So that is it for today's news review there. Thank you so much. We will be back next week. I am Lamin Jai.
So we're currently traveling around the country to explore an initiative called Tekifi, which means Make It in the Gambia. And the name pretty much explains it all. So what we're going to do is visit 3 different sites which are here to support local people in finding jobs in the Gambia.
So at the moment we're looking at the project supported by IMVF, and IMVF started this project a few months ago, and clearly we can see that they're in the path of agribusiness, and what they're doing is supporting these women so that they can have the best of harvest by the end of the season, and also providing them linkages where they can have access to markets, which also contributes to developing the agricultural value chain.
Tantu nat ninkema flow fountain bulu jam poto kemelu lon tasanno saye na jabo samba nyana firi nga doku ni nga gadi no doku ngajo o munte nyato ta colt dol janika kui foke akata time otat at adu ma soto bad ni fi fon ni sante alhamdulillah fi fon nata gadi no be doku nga nyama mo be wulta ka doku oke anyama.
One of the most important parts in the IMVF projects is the intention to provide maintenance operations. They're really teaching them how to maintain the space. And that is the essence of what the Tekifi initiative is about, helping people to make it themselves in the Gambia. And right now we're going to visit the next project with Annabelle. We're here at the youth center in Parafeni, where Annabelle is securing job employments for the youth in the field of rural infrastructure. So right now we're about to discover how they are rebuilding the youth center using a special technology.
Right now we are making bricks called compressed stabilized art blocks. This technology is very, very important in our society because we see that in Gambia the sand mining is too much, because when you go to the beach side, people mine shining, and the beach is coming nearer, and we are destroying the land. As far as this technology is concerned, you can have blocks with a limited cement. Since we are employed, we see that our income earning have changed to another level. You can see my people who are working here, if you see them there, they are with smiling face, because you will know that things are going nice.
It looks like this is what I see the women doing here, so I might as well just join and do the same. But this is not the end of the Tekifi project. We are now about to take a closer look at GIZ and see what they're doing in Basse.
In the School of Chigamas, GIZ is supporting trainings in the field of TVET and business development for young people looking to create a brighter future for themselves.
dama bëgg ku nekk rek mu gis boppam place bu baax lu nga bëgg rek yaa ngi ko am tamba yaa ngi yow suba dem job. It's nice. It's better than going to bar, kill yourself, and it's better than stealing. Like ñun guys, alhamdulillah, si take it fii guys ñu ko def bu baax a baax noonu la war a demee.
And the result of the Take a Fee initiative goes beyond its beneficiaries, who are already taking part in changing the lives of those around them.
Before, when the time I'm going to school, my legs pain me. Before I reach the school, it takes more time. So the wheelchair is very good. When I'm going to school, it doesn't disturb me. I thank Sigamba for giving me this wheelchair. Nobody needs to help me no more.